Hey everyone, it's your Poltergeist here. Sorry for the poor quality of this recording. I am making this in my bedroom, not with our setup, and it is not conducive to good audio in here. This week's episode is a bit of a short one to close out our coverage of American Horror Story Cult. I wanted to take a moment to say thank you for your listenership and feedback as we get the podcast up off the ground. We know we're still gaining our footing as far as recording and editing goes, so your patience is greatly appreciated as we continue to evolve and improve our quality. I have a couple of quick announcements to make before we get into this week's episode, so bear with me for a moment while we get these out of the way. First, we would love to include your personal paranormal stories in a future episode. If you have a story you would like to share, please feel free to send us an email at it'salwaysspookypodcast@gmail.com, preferably with a double-spaced PDF attached for the easy reading of our shitty little eyeballs. I will also throw the email address into the show notes of all the past episodes and every new episode moving forward. We are going to default to not sharing your names, but if you don't mind us name dropping you, please mention it in the email. We also have 2 new platforms open if you would like to contribute to the show. Karina and I love making this, and we're going to continue to do so regardless, but we both have full-time jobs and a lot of family commitments, so any spare change you can throw our way helps us to gather better equipment and helps me to take some time away from work to edit and Karina to take some away to record. We opened up a Patreon where for as low as $5 a month, you can see what episodes are being released a week in advance, let us know your favorite and scariest scenes, and have your input featured in the episode. We're hoping to add more features to this platform as support grows, including virtual viewing parties, live chats, and other fun collaborative experiences. If a monthly contribution isn't possible, we also opened up a Ko-fi account where you can do a one-time contribution in the form of a tip. There is no minimum or maximum, so feel free to contribute whatever you are comfortable with, and know we're extremely grateful for your support. We love making this, and as I said, we're going to continue to do it long after everyone has stopped listening to us yap. But just wanted to say thank you so much for your listenership and for all of the positive feedback we've reviewed so far. This was just a random idea that Karina and I had, and having it lift off the ground and get this amount of love has just been such an incredible experience. Haunts and hugs to all of you, and we hope you enjoy the episode.
Shall we open?
Oh,
I'm Karina.
I'm Clark.
And welcome to It's Always Spooky.
Yeah. Da-da-da-da-da. It's always spooky.
So, it's time
It is.
to wrap up American Horror Story Cult.
Tis.
Which, you know what? We started this right after the election because catharsism is nice when you just want to burn the whole world down. So, how did you like this season?
You know, when we started it, it kind of felt a little jarring. And I think it was because this time around, watching the election results, almost trying to find the right way to articulate this. But like, I feel like I had a greater sense of dread this time around than I did the first time.
Oh, sure.
But then going back and like watching somebody else watch this happen the first time, I'm like, actually, this is pretty similar. This is just kind of like history repeating itself.
Pretty on point.
Granted, things are a little bit more drastic this time around. Like, they're currently talking about trying to make fucking Elon Musk Speaker of the House.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely been burying my head in the sand the last couple of weeks because it almost feels like like last time it felt like you were watching an episode of The Twilight Zone, but now it feels like just what is reality?
Yeah.
Like I just keep hearing that song from Bo Burnham, like it'll stop any day now, any day now.
Yeah.
A big meteor is just gonna come out of the sky.
Well, and like the one social media that I've kept, aside from Reddit, I don't consider Reddit social media because I don't participate. I just read.
Sure.
But the one social media that I've kept has been TikTok, and it's because when I need to just smooth brain it for a day or even just for a few hours, just scrolling on TikTok's great.
Yep.
But now it's about to be banned. So
TikTok, they're banning TikTok?
They're banning TikTok.
That kind of makes sense.
Yep.
I mean, why not? We had a couple, we had 3 episodes left, right?
Yeah.
It was just
9, 10, 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
11 was great again. 10 was Charles Manson in charge. And then 9, what was 9?
You know, I like that you actually
know the episode names.
Yeah.
No, it was just because I have always found that a lot of times shows, their titles like have meaning. Like they mean something. Like one thing that I like about Stranger Things is that they will release the episode list before the season just to give people like Easter eggs. It is called, of course, it's called Drink the Kool-Aid. So it's Drink the Kool-Aid, Charles Manson in charge, and then Great Again.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. I'm just briefly, just so that I can kind of remember real quick, I'm going to read Wikipedia's little summary for each episode.
Okay.
It's pretty short and concise, and then it kind of gives us like a good place to be.
Yeah, because I wrote down like the opens to each episode, but they, in true American Horror Story fashion, in the last 3 episodes, they jam in like 16 storylines, and it's like...
Yeah, it's just too much to keep track of.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is definitely like kind of an offshoot of our typical podcast format too, because it's a TV show. So
yeah. Yeah.
But anyways, episode 9 is called Drink the Kool-Aid. So Kai tells his followers about cult leaders Marshall Applewhite, David Koresh, and Jim Jones, expressing great admiration for all of them. Despondent over the death of her brother Vincent, Winter tries to convince Allie and Ivy to flee with her, but they are intercepted. Kai declares his intention to run for Senate. Ivy and Allie again attempt to flee, but the cult kidnaps Oz and holds him at their compound. Later, Kai requires each cult member to drink poison Kool-Aid to test their loyalty. Afterwards, he reveals that the drinks were untainted. Meanwhile, Allie serves Ivy pasta and wine laced with arsenic, and Ivy drops to the floor and dies. Oz refutes Kai's stories about the cult leaders and is punished. As a means to protect Oz from harm, Allie shows Kai doctored evidence that he was her sperm donor and is Oz's biological father.
Yeah.
That was a really good episode.
That, I would say, out of the final 3 episodes, that one was probably the strong one.
I 100% agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess the last episode does have some good little twists in it. But episode 9 was a good one. And then episode 10 was just kind of, I don't even know. It felt like it was just a lot going on.
Yeah. I think it's mostly just because it is mostly told from Kai's perspective.
Yeah.
And he, at this point, is not only riding this huge narcissism train because he's this cult leader, but he's also taking a lot of drugs. He's not sleeping. He's like hallucinating. And so you're kind of seeing this very manic episode that plays because of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I think he refers to it, that bowl of Adderall as vitamin A.
Yeah.
It's like, everybody take their vitamin A.
Yep.
Like, he is high as a kite all the time.
Yeah, constantly.
Yeah. I feel like you never see him sleeping, and that's intentional.
Yes.
Like, you're supposed to know he is strung out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's literally like at his wit's end too. Where like to the point where he's super paranoid.
Yeah.
He's constantly thinking that people are out to get him and that like people have bugged things or are trying to actively poison him and things like that. Yeah, I think that, and this was definitely, I think, my favorite episode too.
Yeah.
Because I know we're going to talk kind of like about our favorite scenes. Do you kind of want to do those by episode rather than doing them as a whole?
Yeah.
Because I was just going to say, I think 2 highlight points that I want to give for this episode is Beverly, when they all have to drink the poisoned Kool-Aid and they find out that it's not tainted. Beverly's reaction is just like A+ for me.
Yeah.
Just her, that like mental break that she has where she's just like, she's not a person anymore.
No.
She's like fully just like lost her mind mentally.
Yeah.
And I really like how that scene is portrayed. I did actually see here, this is just an interesting sidebar. I'm pretty sure Angela Bassett directed this episode.
Ooh.
She's a reoccurring actress
Okay.
in American Horror Story. So I just thought that was cool.
I did also very much so appreciate with this episode all of the footage that they showed of the different cults as he was telling story time for the boys.
Yeah.
All of the footage was dramatic reenactments of the original footage, shot like the original footage, but with him being like the person.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Because when it first opened, I wrote opens to Heaven's Gate actual footage maybe, and then I saw him and I'm like, oh wait, no, this is a reenactment. But it looked identical to the footage that you were able, you
That you
can
saw-
still actually watch
Yeah.
on YouTube.
Yeah, that people saw on the news when
Yeah.
they woke up that morning. Absolutely.
Yeah. Then I wrote down like Applewhite looks insane, and then I'm like, oh wait, it's because it's prosthetics on
It's
Evan Peters.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of cool. So Evan Peters plays like 7 characters, I think, in the show between Andy Warhol and Kai and like Marshall Applewhite and David Koresh and Jim. He plays Charles Manson. Like he plays all of these different
He
characters.
plays like 5 in this episode.
Yep. Yep. And the other one that I wanted to highlight, obviously, is my favorite death from this season, which is Ivy's death.
Yeah.
I fucking love that death so
it
much
was
because
so good.
at what point did you realize that she had poisoned her? Because I knew it right away.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
Just like the moment that she's like, yeah, go ahead and eat. And you just don't see her take a single bite.
No.
Right? She's sitting there just watching. She's just like, oh, have some wine. Right? And she's like, oh my God. Oh.
And she doubled down to make damn sure, too. Like, she's like, oh, there's arsenic in the pasta and the wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love how she kind of unravels it slowly. Like, you know, the only way I like made it out of the madhouse was just, you know, I couldn't do it on pity. I couldn't do it on saving Oz. I just had to do it on revenge.
Yeah.
And she said, and now I only want 2 things in this life. I want Oz all to myself, and I want to watch you die. And then when she's like dying on the ground, she just goes, halfway home.
And it was so sweet.
Yeah, it was so good.
It was so good. Sarah Paulson, this is one of the episodes of American Horror Story that just like solidifies her as being an icon.
OG.
She is so good. And yeah, just that monologue as Ivy's sitting there, like starting to eat and then starting to recognize that she's like feeling strange.
Yeah.
That whole monologue was just beautiful.
So good. So well planned, too.
That is probably maybe my favorite scene of the whole season. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a good fucking scene.
And nobody would have ever thought that she was just going to make amends with her. Like, the fact that she fell victim to that is just her own stupidity.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it is interesting to think about in hindsight, because I think there is a moment where she's talking to Ivy and Ivy's like, you came back for me? And she's like, no, I came back for Oz.
Yeah.
And I'm not just going to leave Oz's mother behind. Like, we're not good.
Yeah.
You know, like this is not, we're
No.
not just going to magically, you fucking killed people, Ivy. Like, I
Yeah.
love when she berated her.
Yeah.
And Ivy was just like, I just wanted to take my hands off the wheel and just, I couldn't do it anymore. And I hated you.
I'm just like, every single person in that cult, the only person that they have an allegiance to is Kai. Like, as far as everyone else is concerned, they could all die.
It doesn't matter. They would die for the cause.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's amazing how many people that happens to, and I don't, like, it doesn't get recognized by the rest of the cult. That, like, Kai's telling you you're special, but you're also you're also disposable at any given moment.
Which that's standard cult procedure.
Super. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Which, you know, it's going to be interesting when we talk about episode 11.
Oh my God.
Should we move on?
There's one quote from this one that I wanted to point out.
Yes, please.
Or actually, I wrote down 2. The first one was the Kanye of leaders was the great Jim Jones. And then, wait, are we a cult? I thought we were a political movement. Yeah.
It's the same thing.
It is. It very much is. I do want to point out also just the insane amount of homosexual vibes that Bro Storytime in the beginning of the episode was.
I'm glad you brought that up, because there's definitely this shift that happens with Kai's cult when he gets that huge spike in people, and it's all just like dude bros basically in a frat, and he's like frat boss.
Yeah.
And I love, like, I don't know if it's in this moment or if it's later on in one of the episodes, but when he goes down to like tell them a story, and one of them's like, oh, I love story time.
Yeah.
Like, get your blankets, boys. Like, oh, I love story time. There's like, oh my God, these are fucking like 20-something-year-old men.
Oh, yeah. Between like all of them pulled together, they have a fold in a brain.
A single one.
Yeah.
Maybe.
The only one who actually has any sort of intelligence is actually Speedwagon.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Or there's one other one in episode 11 that like, because it's not Speedwagon, but it's one of the kind of main ones.
Yeah.
Who notices Allie like leaving.
Yeah.
And he was like, where are you going? And she's like, oh, I'm getting snacks. And he turns back for a second. He goes, Kai, did you send Allie to go get snacks? And then,
Yeah.
But that's the only other dude that I could think would have maybe a second brain cell.
Let's do episode 10.
Okay. Episode 10 is Charles Manson in Charge. So Kai recounts the Tate murders to the militiamen and reveals his master plan, a simultaneous coordinated mass murder of pregnant women by his followers. Later, he begins to suspect that a mole has infiltrated the cult and slips into a state of manic-induced paranoia, which plagues him with visions of his dead brother and Charles Manson. Meanwhile, BB is incensed by Kai's failing to implement their master plan to unleash female rage with an inflammatory political platform. Allie shoots BB in the head after she pulls a gun on Kai. After reporting on the murder of Gary, enacted by the cult at a local Planned Parenthood, a broken Beverly is urged by Winter to run away. Beverly insists that she will remain loyal to Kai. Kai tearfully strangles Winter to death after Allie singles her out as the mole. Allie takes notice of the real mole, Militiamen Speedwagon.
Maybe 10 wasn't as chaotic as I thought it was. It kind of is, but it was still decent. The death of Winter was actually hard to watch. And you could see in the room, it was hard to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty crazy that Kai killed her, but he was at such a heightened level of paranoia that I think he was truly willing to take anything at face value.
Agreed.
Yeah, it was super fucking sad because she didn't. I mean, she did a lot of things wrong.
Oh yeah,
she did a lot of things wrong, and
yeah.
she was pretty fucked up, if we're being honest. But like, she still didn't deserve to die like that.
She's that kind of fucked up character though that you can't help but like.
Yeah. Oh sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's flawed, but like,
yeah,
you still can sympathize and empathize with her.
Like her, Meadow, and Harrison are like the fucked up people that you're like, but I'd still hang out.
Yeah, exactly. Like, damaged, but like I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, like I wouldn't hang out with Ivy.
Fuck no.
No.
But do you find it interesting? Because I'm pretty sure, they have this conversation in this episode when Allie and Winter are paired up to do something, and Allie doesn't want to fucking hang out with Winter because she was fucking her wife.
Yeah.
And Winter wants to know what happened to Ivy. And she doesn't, she's like, I don't need specifics. I just want to know if she suffered, because I don't believe Kai's bullshit that she went off to some cooking school in France, because she wouldn't have left without saying goodbye to me.
Yeah.
And Allie's just like, very cold. She's just like, wow, you really think you know my wife better. And she I think Winter says something like, I know you probably don't believe me, but what we had was real. Like, we really loved each other, and like, I'm sorry that we hurt you and all of this stuff. And I really liked this line where she was like, I just know that Kai did something really awful to her, and I wasn't able to be there for her in her final moments. And Allie just turns around and just says, if something happened to Ivy, what makes you think it was Kai?
Yeah.
Just to, like, admit that she had done it, and to tell Winter very plainly, like, I fucking killed my wife.
Yeah. And also the threat that comes across as too, where it's just like, first off, you're wrong. Second, you're next.
Exactly. If I can kill my fucking wife,
yeah,
you better stay out of my way.
Yeah. And at that point, it is not at all like, if anybody were to have actually been paying attention to anything other than Kai, it would have not been a surprise whatsoever that Allie is slowly taking this whole thing down.
True. I'm glad that you brought that up, because I think it was very, like, calculated of Allie to pin that shit on Winter at the time that she did it. Because she is definitely, Allie, is definitely, like, planting and sowing the seeds of paranoia in Kai.
Yeah.
And then, like, is also getting information from Winter that she's fucking printing out WikiHows on how to leave cults and buying bus tickets out of town, and she takes that evidence and uses it against her, and is using that as like a long con, because she knows that then she can spin it later when she reveals who the real mole is, to then break Kai just a little bit more. So it's just like, it's diabolical.
Yeah. She is the most calculated one out of all of them.
She's
in
playing
such
chess.
a beautiful way.
Yeah, she's playing chess. Like where everybody else is like thinking they're in charge, like she's 6 moves ahead of them.
Yeah. And it's so
Crazy.
beautiful.
I fucking suck at chess, just so you know.
I do too. I used to be good at it when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then I just never played. And so I'm like, meh.
Garbage at it.
Not my thing.
Literally anybody could beat me at chess. I know how all the pieces move.
You know, Nick has this really powerful approach that he takes to certain things where he says it's just not for me to understand, and then he totally forgets about it and like does not care to go any further with it.
Yeah.
And the freedom that you get from something like
I respect that so much.
Yeah.
I think, the freedom that gives you when you realize that like you cannot know everything.
Yeah.
You physically cannot know everything. Nobody knows everything. Even the smartest people in the entire world don't know how to shave a poodle.
Yep.
Couldn't do it to save their fucking life.
Yeah. Just that's not for me to understand and move on.
And just move on.
Yep.
Yep. Don't keep throwing yourself at the problem when it's just not going to go anywhere.
Don't beat yourself up for not getting it. Just move on.
I did like BB Babbitt too. Just as a little quick shout out. Fucking Frances Conroy's
Yeah.
the best.
She is. She's wonderful. Top 3 actors to be on American Horror Story.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah. The others being Sarah Paulson and Kathy Bates.
Yeah. And even though Kathy Bates hasn't really been in that many seasons, I mean, I love Evan Peters. Like, Evan Peters has been a staple.
The thing that gets me is there are certain seasons where you can tell that he's enjoying what he's doing.
Yeah.
And certain seasons where you can tell that he's just like kind of tired of it.
Yeah. Well, now I think he's out of it.
Yeah.
Both he and I think Sarah and Jessica Lange, they've all kind of retired from American Horror Story as of now because they did it for just so long.
Yeah.
Was there anything?
It was also really like this show is demanding.
It is. Well, it's become demanding, right? Like when it first started, God, I'm not even going to look because it's been well over probably 13 years. It's probably like 2011 when it first started up. It's still going on today. Like I think season 13's out now. Delicate, which has like one of the Kardashians in it, I think. Yeah.
Get the fuck out of my face with that.
Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about episode 10? Like, did you have any quotes you wanted to?
I don't think I had anything from that episode other than, you do get to see that BB is in it longer than you think she was. And that was pretty impressive. And then one of the notes that I did write down was just that there's a lot of impregnation talk in this episode. Like everything is about like spreading the seed of the chosen one, essentially.
Right.
And I'm just like, this is just gross.
Oh, and it's also where because there's conversations between Allie and Kai because she's convinced him that he's the father of Oz.
Yeah.
And so Oz is their Messiah baby, right?
Yeah.
And I love that moment where Kai's just like, I spoke it into existence and it was.
God, the things when you're strung out on Adderall.
It's like a Mrs. Carmody moment.
Yeah.
I said it to be and it was.
God. Yeah, I really think this is going to sound bad. The highlight of the episode for me was Winter's death.
Just because it was a good scene.
Yeah, just because it was a good scene.
Yeah. I liked BB's scene when they had like a flashback scene to when Kai assaulted one of Winter's friends for making the hand job joke.
Yeah.
And he had to go to anger management. He saw BB and she at first was like talking to him like a therapist. And then very quickly she like moved into like initiate mode where she was like, okay, I can break this dude down and I can bring him into the cult. And she then like used him and kind of indoctrinated him in this like mantra, but then he very quickly like flipped it around where he was like, okay, I'm using this for my own personal gain. And then once she catches on to me, I'm going to be like, I'm not going to drown in the female rage. Like, I'm not doing that. Like, are you kidding me right now?
There was a really fun moment in that scene too, where she's like, maybe someday somebody will have a little statue of you on their desk.
Right.
Yeah.
I did like that. I thought that was pretty good. So then should we do
the finale?
Yes, let's do episode 11. It's called Great Again. Allie murders Speedwagon after finding out he's an informant for the state police. She then tips off an FBI SWAT team, which storms the Anderson basement on the night that the cult intends to massacre 100 pregnant women. Months later, Allie divulges to Beverly, who has been released by the FBI because they believed she was an unwilling participant in the cult, that the FBI recruited her as an informant while she was institutionalized. Beverly becomes a key advisor in Allie's Senate campaign. After rebuilding his cult behind bars with both inmates and a security guard, Kai escapes from a maximum security prison and infiltrates a televised political debate between Allie and her opponent. After a misogynistic tirade, Allie points a gun to Allie's head and pulls the trigger, but discovers that the gun is not loaded, having been tricked by the guard earlier. Beverly then shoots him in the head, killing him. Allie obtains the vast majority of the women's vote and wins a Senate seat. Later, Allie dons a cloak similar to that worn by Valerie Solanas' group and departs to attend a meeting with a group of empowered women who want to change the system.
So, one, I just made the great again connection. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also want to shout out that it's the night of 100 pregnant women, which was the downgrade from a night of 1,000 pregnant women, because that was just logistically a nightmare.
Yeah, it was. They bit off more than they could chew.
Yeah.
It's actually really hard to kill 1,000 pregnant women in a single night in a single town.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought it with your small, 40 strong
Yeah.
fucking cult members.
Yeah. With your decent sized frat, you're imagining that you're going to kill
It's just because it sounded good. I mean, come on now.
Yeah.
The night of 1,000 Tates, it rings just real nice.
Oh yeah, it does hit better than Night of 100 Tates.
I just thought the most fucked up thing. I was literally just thinking about could you get to the 1,000 count if you double counted each person?
I think that they just needed to try a little harder because they're in a suburb.
Yeah.
So just do it in the city.
In Michigan.
Yeah.
Right?
Just do it in the city.
Yeah.
You could find 1,000 pregnant women in a city in a night.
I would think. And I would think that if you were going to pull off this mass murder stunt, I wouldn't do it in the same, and you wanted to get away with it, I wouldn't do it in the same town that I live in.
No.
I'd go to another town. But I mean, maybe that would be even logistically harder to plan with your 40 strong frat boys.
True. Then you have to find a bus.
Or 3 buses.
Yeah. Or 100 buses.
So what do we want to talk about for this episode?
I'm trying to think of what kind of what scenes I really appreciated out of this one.
Yeah.
There was one that was really funny to me, which was while he was raw dogging the security guard, and you could see Allie pop up on TV saying that she was going to run for a Senate seat. He was like, that's my seat! While he's mid-thrust. Yeah, that was
a good one.
That was funny.
That was pretty good. I also really, sorry. I'm sorry.
No, and that was good enough. I don't have that noted. That's just still stuck in my head.
That's what popped into your brain.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about when Allie meets Beverly at her restaurant, right? And they're sitting down there talking, and her girlfriend comes by and is like, we need to finalize Oz's birthday party. And she's like, yeah. And she introduces Beverly to her girlfriend, and somebody calls. And the girlfriend, Erica, picks up, and it's some news station that wants to talk to Allie.
Yeah.
And so she's like, fuck off. She doesn't want to talk to you. And so she hangs it up. And the next time the phone rings, Allie gets up and goes, I'll get it. I'll get it this time. And when she picks it up, it's like a collect call from the maximum security prison. And my favorite moment is when she has to go into the other room, and she's like, I'll accept the charges. It's like, you fucking bitch! You fucking lying bitch!
Yeah.
He doesn't even take
second the call connects.
It's just the moment he heard that click,
you fucking bitch!
Yeah, you lie. And I like when he hangs up the phone and he's just slamming it on the receiver, and his prison guard girlfriend's just like, hey, that's government property.
There's a few moments through this episode where looking back on it, I can see that she's kind of breaking from the I'm fully devoted to the what is it, the divine ruler.
Yeah,
she's you can tell that in the background she's actually working for Allie.
Yeah, which is crazy that she had to go to that fucking lengths.
Yeah,
to be raw dogged while watching the news.
What a setup.
What a cause. What a cause.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
There are a couple of scenes. I really enjoyed the scene when Kai was getting the shit beat out of him in prison because they were like, hey, man, we have a very simple system in here.
Yeah.
We don't need
and then
any
they
more.
go through and
They're
label the most intricate
Blacks
system.
got the Crips and the Bloods. The Mexicans got their cockroaches and all their other bullshit. And then the whites, they got the Aryan Brotherhood and the white whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, could you write those down? I forgot my notebook. And they just like punch him again, right?
God.
I like that scene.
That was a good one.
I also really liked when the 2 inmates died for him.
Yeah.
Right? There was like the one inmate that they shanked somebody. They like killed somebody. And he turns around and he's like, you're what we call a loose end, right? And like nobody's going to believe that like you got out of here scot-free. And he was totally like, it would be my honor, Divine Roller. Like that, that one was really like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Like I appreciated that they had that moment. And then I really liked the contrast to that moment when Kai brings in that super young, like privileged white kid, right? That's like getting the shit kicked out of him. He just joins the cult so that he can no longer, be afraid of dying in prison.
Yeah.
And then he quickly, like this, it's just so good to me that the 2 brain cells don't connect to him. When this white privileged boy goes and gets the same tattoos that Kai has, all of the same prison tattoos, and they go and they meet, and he's like, did you get them? And he's like, yeah, I did. They're exactly like yours. And then he's like, I'm getting out of here, Rimshot. And he's like, and I'm like, I'm gonna escape right now. And he's like, take me with you. And he's, please, I can't survive if I don't have you. Like he's just still not getting it, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that they like just shadow kill him.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, you're going to make sure that like we both get out of here. We're both going to be free now. And then he doesn't give him any more moments to think about it. He just starts stabbing.
Stab. Yeah. And then he's the moment of, it was your idea to cut his face off. His face off.
It was your idea to cut his face off. Like, your way around the deli meats.
God. Yeah.
Asshole.
Fucking prick.
Fucking dick.
He's such a piece of shit. Yeah. And the whole time he's hallucinating Manson and it's.
Yep. Yeah, there is. I do like the misogynistic tirade too. I'm kind of curious if I can find that on IMDb.
A shout out from this episode is definitely Beverly's revenge. Like in the end, she got it,
which is pretty cool because, she was one of the original people who started it.
Yeah,
back when it was like meant. They were trying to start a political movement by spreading terror. Like she definitely, I don't think wanted it to go as far as it did.
Yeah.
But still was very much like she was one of those OG people. She was killing her coworkers.
She was supposed to have equal say, like an equal power.
Yeah.
Through the whole thing. She was the only one that was actually guaranteed.
And that made Kai cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. That like was one of the only people that like would challenge him.
She is the one who has the biggest snap, but is also the most powerful out of all of them. Like, I think he knew that he had to actually break her to the point of like, she has to no longer be present.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So should we do rankings for the whole season?
I think we should. I think a ranking would be good, or a rating. You mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down. For our typical 3, we'll do quality, scariness, and the rewatchability.
And I think, because we did them, I think, for the first episode.
Yes.
We'll just do the whole season.
I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah. I wrote down a lot of weapons. There was just a lot of guns and a lot of knives for the most part, but there were some fun ones. There was a sack. There was a nail gun. There was a coffin. Oh, the nail gun scene.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh.
The nail gun was my weapon of choice last time.
That's also going to be a shout out of a favorite scene for this season because, that was rough.
Fucking disturbing.
That was like a sap. Was, the texture of that one was
that was definitely one of those ones because like you and I are pretty desensitized to horror at this point, but one of those ones where you kind of squint at it a little bit. You're like, oh god,
yeah,
okay then.
Yeah, we're desensitized to horror, but we're still humans.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some definite like torture scenes that still get me, and ones where you kind of like your butt puckers a little bit, and you're like, it's a movie, it's effects, they're acting.
Yep. This isn't real. It's not real.
It's not real.
And then I'm like, but is it real? Are they that fucked up?
And I don't know. Viggo Mortensen actually broke his toe kicking that, helmet in the Lord of the Rings. So Some of it's real.
Ariana Grande almost or did break her nose when she had to like catch a broom at one point, and then I think they cut the scene entirely.
Oh, it's always better when they keep it.
Right. Oh my God! How did we not? Okay, at the end, we're gonna talk about Wicked. Okay,
that's when we do our like. Yeah. What are we doing? What are we making?
So what is your weapon
rating?
Yeah.
Okay, my weapon is less tangible than most of our murder weapons because mine is going to be feminine rage.
Oh. Yes. Agreed.
Because I really liked that scene where BB was talking about how her favorite, she was like, I've been a feminist for the last 25 years. And do you know who my favorite politician is? Donald J. Trump.
Yep.
Because for generations, people have just tried to create society around suppressing women. And Donald Trump is the first person to like take a hammer to that dam of feminine rage, and her wanting Kai to also be able to break that dam down. And I just like that as an interesting metaphor.
Yeah.
For what is even the word that I'm looking for? For oppression, for like radicalism, for all of these different reasons.
Yeah.
Anyways, feminine rage. That's my
because like for positive or for negative, that is one thing that you can honestly say that Donald Trump has done is he has inspired radicalism on both sides.
On both sides. Yeah.
And he has empowered those people to be loud.
Yes. Yeah. It's going to be an interesting future. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm so excited that we're living in this again.
Yay.
Yeah.
At least we live closer together now.
Right. Yeah. At least now, if the whole world starts burning, we can hang out here.
Yeah. We can do some fun stuff at least.
Yeah.
I think for quality, thank you. Probably going to do, I'm trying to think, like it was a good season. Like it was well made and everything. But out of all of the other seasons that I've seen, I'd probably give it like a 4, like a 3.8 or like a 4 out of 5 feminine rages. For scariness, I mean, we're currently living this reality again. So it's like existentially super scary. But the season as a whole, I'd probably only give it like a 3.5 out of 5. Like it is scary. It's got some good scary moments in it. It does have some releases of tension too, though.
Yeah.
There is some stuff that is like comical and kind of funny, and even some of like Kai's rants, you can't help but laugh at because of like just how outrageous they are.
Yeah.
I think for rewatchability, I'm going to rate it pretty low because I feel like I didn't watch this again until we were planning on recording it, and I've probably only seen it like 3 or 4 times. I definitely didn't like it the first time I watched it. I've come to appreciate it the more I've watched it. So I'm going to give its rewatchability at I'll give it a solid 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Rages.
Yeah. I feel like...
Oh, is there a dog barking out there? Is that why?
You know...
I think it's just people talking. It might be through the wall. Since
we're talking about misogyny, sometimes I hear middle-aged women laughing and it sounds like a dog barking to me. So. So I'm right there with you, Echo.
So what's your weapon?
I figure I'll zoom out a little bit too, and I'll say the American political system.
Yeah.
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 Because,
how many people does that kill? So many.
A lot.
Oh,
a lot.
God.
So yeah, the American political system. For quality, I'm going to say I didn't hate it. Like, I didn't hate this season nearly as much as I've hated some of the other ones. I would say if I were to rank all of the ones that I've watched, it's somewhere in the middle.
Right.
So I'll say it's a 3. 3 out of 5?
3 out of 5?
Yeah. Yeah.
APSs?
Yeah. There are some really well done scenes in this one, though. And so that's pulling it from being like a 2.5 up to a 3. If I were to rate it for the scare factor, it's not really scary, but there are a couple scenes that were really hard to watch.
Yeah, right. Not necessarily scary.
Yeah.
Like I was saying earlier, like existentially scary.
Yeah.
Or like body horror scary.
Yeah, but like nothing that's like
nothing that
giving
keeps
you
you up
the
at night.
heebie-jeebies or anything like that. And there's comic relief in almost all of the scenes that would have been a little intimidating or a little fearful.
Sure.
So I'll say it's like a 2.
2 out of 5.
Maybe even a 1. Like a 1 out of 5. It's not scary.
It's not. Yeah.
But American Horror Story is not scary. Like
No,
I don't think that's its motive.
No. It's like daytime television scary. Like we were saying this last time, like there are definitely scenes in it that are terrifying, that are, you wouldn't necessarily want your child to see.
Yeah.
Right. But it could go a lot. It could go way further into that territory.
Yeah, absolutely. For rewatchability, it's a season that I would consider watching again. It's not my favorite season. It's not my least favorite season. I wouldn't be opposed to rewatching it, but like I got a lot of other things.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, it wouldn't be at the top of the list if you were like, what should I watch today?
Yeah. So I'd say I'll rewatch that scene of Allie killing Ivy.
Yeah.
I'll rewatch that a few times.
Oh, yeah. Just look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, just for fun.
Sure. Absolutely.
Just to learn the monologue.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd say I'll give it a 3. No.
For rewatch?
Yeah. I'll split it right down the middle. It'll be a 2.5.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
2.5 American political systems, which is more than we have. So.
For now.
Yeah.
We were going to kind of get into our, like, what's been going on the last couple of weeks since we recorded last.
Yeah.
And we actually recently applied for our passports.
Yay! That's so exciting.
So hopefully those will be here in a few months. Echo's been feeling under the weather the last few days.
Yeah.
Yep. So, other than
That's so exciting, though.
Yeah.
That means we can all go to Canada.
yeah, we've been talking about planning some trips because I know when we went and they had asked us, like, hey, do you need expedited shipping? We're like, oh, no, we have no plans.
Yeah.
But now we need to make plans. So
Yeah, absolutely.
we're like so excited.
And it gets here a lot quicker than people think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we've been thinking about that being like a nice, like, soft entry into
Yeah.
like leaving the country and doing something new. So I would rather go to Canada than Mexico.
I've been to both, and I like them not equally. I like Canada a little bit more, but it's just because I like the Pacific Northwest.
Right. You like
Yeah.
the vibe more. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Other than that, anything else exciting?
I've just been doing some leather working the last few days because we're making stocking stuffers for Christmas. So that's been a lot of fun. Just like having a reason to not go home and like play video games, but just to like pour myself a glass of wine or like put on Malcolm in the Middle on Hulu and just like tool a bunch of flowers and Celtic designs.
Ooh,
So
I
that's been
love
really
that.
fun. Yeah. And it's been fun too to like have something to go home and do with Harrison because he's been helping me like cut stuff out and stamp things. And
Oh, that's fun.
tonight we're going to dye it and burnish the edges. And so, yeah, it's been fun. It's been a
That's
fun
cool.
project.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that you have a tactile thing that you get to work on too, because
Yeah.
that's important.
I've been really happy that we decided to do these stocking stuffers because it's been a lot of work, but it is kind of like reigniting my passion to try and make more crafts.
Yeah.
And just try not to make them perfect and just make them just for the sake of making them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited. What have you been up to? I know we've been up to a couple of things together, but
It's still technically legal here, I think. So I think I can talk about it on the podcast. Anyway, I'm committing to growing mushrooms. And because when I've gone through more depressive spells in the past, mushrooms have been the thing that I've actually like worked.
oh, are you
to-
talking about like psilocybin mushrooms?
Yeah.
God, that's fun.
And so like in the past, when I was in a really, really bad spot, I did a full trip, and the benefit that I got from that actually lasted like 6 months. And then I microdosed regularly after that.
Yep.
This time, I don't know if I'm going to do a full trip. Nick and I are going to Canada in January just for a short trip that we're buying each other for Christmas. And I thought about the first day that we're there doing a trip and then just like enjoying the afterglow for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
But I might just microdose. My brain's been in a weird spot, so I'm doing what I know works.
Absolutely.
Especially since like trying to get help from a doctor right now, the earliest I was able to schedule was the end of January. And I'm like, well, good thing it's not an emergency.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be the thing that I'm going to be focusing on once that arrives. But also that's going to be like a tactile thing that I have to work on.
Yeah.
And I'll actually get to like see the growth and see it'll be a cool project.
Growing mushrooms is really fun. We've
Yeah.
done it before in like a kit, and it's kind of fun to like check on it every day and be like, because they
Yeah.
grow really fast.
They do.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going from like a liquid culture, and then like I'm doing almost the whole thing myself other than collecting the spores, which I know how to do that. But I'm going from liquid culture to inoculation to like doing the whole thing.
Yeah.
And it'll be cool to see that process. And I bought like a special container for it and everything that is fairly automated as far as keeping the climate appropriate and
Yeah.
everything. So that's going to be my first attempt, is just like keep it as controlled as possible and just get the process
Yeah.
under my belt. And then after that, I'm going to try a few different methods, a few different kinds, and just kind of see what I can come up with.
Experiment.
Yeah.
Figure out what works.
Grow some culinary ones, some
Yeah.
medicinal ones, like that
Yeah.
sort of thing too. And then that's not a new fixation for me. It'll be my first time growing them, but I've been a mycology nerd for years. And that actually kind of leads into, I finished up my first term back in school.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And I realized that I kind of want to focus a little more specific on something, or get a little bit more specific with what my major is. So I have been spending a lot of time talking to advisors and looking through program information to transfer over to Oregon State, and still going to be online, but their online program is taught by the same professors as the in-person program. And if you're in state, they allow you to still go out and like do field work with those classes and be able to do labs at either a local community college, or you can drive down to OSU.
Yep.
So you get the in-person lab experience, you get the field work experience. And that's something that I felt like was really going to be lacking in my current program. And the focus of that program is, it's botany with a focus in plant pathology and mycology. So I'll actually be like a mushroom person.
Fuck yes.
Yeah. And I'm hoping, because OSU really does have like industry leaders for mycology that are teaching these classes. And
Yeah.
so I'm really hoping that I can meet somebody that I can end up having as my advisor for graduate school.
And then ask them if they have volunteer opportunities.
Yeah.
To like work in their labs and shit.
Yeah.
Because that's where you can really get an in.
Yeah. And if I do end up working in the labs and that sort of thing, I can think of a worse place to live than Corvallis. Like,
It's a great
Corvallis
place.
is pretty cool.
I love Corvallis. I think if we were going to move somewhere, I think that's probably where we'd go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good spot.
Plus, if you need like another lab science that isn't in your major, you should check out soil science.
It is in my major.
Because I was going to say, like, it should be in
Yeah.
your major.
It is.
And if you can get the one that's taught by James, because I don't know if he teaches an online class, but he's fucking dope.
I was really excited when I saw that was part of the like description for the program was soil science, because I remember you saying that was fucking cool.
It was life-changing for me.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you the amount of times that I have talked to people about soil science since I've graduated college. There are parts of me, like, I had to drop my soil science major because I had I had a soil science minor, and a chemistry minor, and I had to drop the soil science one because of my second concussion. Because I just couldn't finish those last couple of classes. And I regret it. Like, I think if I could go back to school, that's what I'd study. Because I feel like that's where you could quite easily find a job that would make you a really good income.
Yeah.
And you'd be outside
Yeah. That's the thing for me.
all the time.
Is like, I know mycology grad school, even if I'm working in academia, mycology is going to be outside.
Yes.
Like, they're going to be like, go fucking look at mushrooms. What the fuck are you
it better
doing in
be,
here?
because it's either that or like a dark room.
Yeah.
And like, fuck that.
Right? Yeah, it's going to be like,
I want to be in a cave.
You're either going to be in like a sterile lab
Right.
with a shitload of mushrooms, or we're in the Pacific Northwest. Go find a log.
Exactly. Pick that log up.
Yeah. So that's been taking up quite a bit of my brain space. Since I finished classes yesterday, I actually spent a little bit of time after I was done reading for pleasure. which was great.
You're like, that's the first time that's happened in a minute.
Yeah, first time in 8 weeks.
What were you reading the same things, or did you pick up anything new?
Yeah, still same things I have been, but I was able to like actually get 100 pages of reading done, and I'm like, oh, that feels good. Just like, oh, feels so good.
Finally.
Yeah, I feel like something's rubbing the right spots in my brain.
You might actually be able to finish them by the end of this week, and then you can move on to something else.
Yeah. Like the next 2 weeks that I for sure have off, I am definitely dedicating to doing a lot of podcast editing, but it's going to be a lot of editing and a lot of reading, and I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. I'll need to bring that book to you.
Yeah.
So
please do.
I will. Is there anything else that we needed to talk about before we end tonight?
Oh, yes. So one of the things that we did together was we went and watched Wicked. It was my third time watching it, and it was Karina's first. Mm-hmm. And I don't give a fuck who you are. Watch this movie. Like, I don't like musicals. Mm-hmm. It's not
I don't
my
either.
thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even a big Wizard of Oz fan.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fine. This movie, from like 5 minutes in, I'm crying. And it happens several times. I laugh, I cry again, I cry more. I laugh again, I cry more. It is so fucking good.
And I think you have to see it in a theater. You need that like surround sound. Like that surround sound was fantastic. We need to hype that theater that we went to too, because that was like super awesome.
Yeah, shouts out to Studio One.
Was it Studio One?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super cool because you didn't have you didn't have like a regular theater seats. They were just like big love seats and couches and stuff. And it was also a restaurant and a bar.
And it's like good food.
It was good food.
Yeah.
I was thoroughly surprised. I mean, we got like side dishes and stuff, but like they had like a full wine selection. The biggest wine selection I've ever seen at any restaurant I've been to.
Easy.
In Portland.
Yeah.
Even wine places that didn't have that many wine choices. But yeah, like it was phenomenal. I was actually telling Clark before we started recording that I've listened to the soundtrack for Wicked since we went and saw it. Like pretty much every day I've listened to it, and the entire thing makes me cry.
Yeah.
From the start to the end. And I really enjoyed The Wizard of Oz growing up. I had a lot of like diehard fans. And I really liked some of the iterations of The Wizard of Oz. I was talking to you earlier about Return to Oz was like one of my favorite movies growing up. So I was really excited to watch this. I remember when you guys had found out that I didn't know anything about it. You were like, "Oh, can we go to the theater? Could we go see it? And don't look up anything about it." And so I didn't. I didn't watch the trailers. I didn't read any of the material. I didn't watch interviews. I just knew Ariana Grande was in it and knew it was a musical.
Yeah.
And change a girl's life.
And now you can look at all the interviews, understand why they're crying the whole time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just the more trivia that I'm finding about it, the more I'm appreciating it, too.
It is.
And there's just something like really powerful, like emotionally powerful about like a Broadway musical.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. Like, it's just like it reminds me of seeing like a live action Disney movie.
Yeah.
Where you're singing monologues. You're singing like how you really feel on the inside. And I like this dichotomy between belting out these super long notes and then talking or laughing or even crying in the middle of like a sentence while you're performing. That makes it that much more impactful and emotional. And I just loved it from start to finish.
Like, I can't really listen to most of the soundtrack without either wanting to cry or crying anyway. But like that moment in The Wizard and I where she's like, I could melt, and she like says it more so than just like which that song already makes me cry anyway. But it's
I do have to shout out an opposite moment in, I think it's This Feeling, I think is what it's called, the Loathing song. Towards the very end of it, when Elphaba surprises Galinda, and she just go boo, and then she laughs, like the cackling laugh that she does, like makes me laugh out loud every time I hear it.
It warms my heart a little bit. Oh my god!
I will tell you too. This is just like a quick like FYI. If you really loved The Wizard of Oz growing up, you really loved the characters and the storyline, even though I always felt like the wizard was a big fake phony. This movie will make you hate The Wizard of Oz.
Oh yeah.
Like it will make you hate like not just the wizard, but like Dorothy, fucking Glinda. It'll make you hate the Munchkins. Like it'll make you just like despise everybody.
Yeah.
And be like, no, I think the Wicked Witch of the West had a fucking point. And
yeah, no, actually, she had it right.
Yeah, fuck Oz.
Yeah, Jesus. Oh, just another little asterisk to that conversation. For events at Studio One, you can actually rent out a whole theater.
Oh, really?
And you can play video games, or you can pick literally any movie or any show, and you can just have them play it, and you guys get like full service, all that kind of stuff.
How much does that cost?
I think it starts at like $225 or something. It's not stupid expensive.
Dude, you could do that for like a birthday party.
Yeah, that's actually how I found out about it. For Chase and Mayette's kids, they had like a joint birthday party, and we went there and had like a movie play and all that kind of stuff. And that was my first time. And now I've been back like 6 times since then. God.
Yeah, I have to take Harrison. I'm kind of curious how he would like that kind of seating arrangement. But I don't know. I thought it was really cool.
I think it's great.
I thought it was really cool. Plus, I'd order way more food next time, too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's a little trickier now because when I went before, I didn't have to worry about gluten.
Yeah.
But they even then still have options.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Fantastic. And I had no idea where that fucking movie was going to go either.
Oh, no.
Like, I knew it was like an origin story for the Wicked Witch of the West and Glinda from The Wizard of Oz, but like that, and even I don't know if this is a spoiler because I recognized her shoes, but the Wicked Witch of the East's origin story too. Like it's an origin story for a lot of different characters that are in The Wizard of Oz. And I had no idea where it was going to go. It went to places that I hadn't thought it was going to go to.
The most heartbreaking song, because I haven't watched the musical and I haven't read the book.
Right.
So
you don't really know.
I only know this. I was in your boots when I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
But Nick told me the most heartbreaking song hasn't happened yet.
I believe it.
It gets a lot.
Oh, I
harder.
believe it. I believe it. I'm kind of curious. I liked how afterwards we were having a Q&A because there are so many questions that are left unanswered at the end of that movie that just make your brain start going in all these different directions. You're like, well, wait a second. Well, hold on.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why we need to watch Return to Oz too. Because I really like that movie because in the beginning of it, Dorothy comes back from Oz and her aunt wants her to stop thinking about this imaginary place that she's never been to. So she takes her to an insane asylum to get electroshock therapy. And so when she goes back to Oz, she ends up taking her chicken, Belinda, with her, not Toto. And when she gets there, the woodsman, the Tin Man, and the Cowardly Lion, they've all turned to stone. Like everybody in Oz has turned to stone. So it's just her. She's just on her own. Okay. And so she has to like gain a new like trio of companions essentially who help her in this quest, and it's a very like it's a much darker fantasy and tale than that of the Wizard of Oz.
Ooh, okay. And I believe the actress who plays the lead is the one from The Craft.
It's just The Craft. Yeah, it's Fairuza Balk.
Yeah,
she plays young Dorothy in that movie.
Yeah, and she's great. I haven't seen her in that, but she's great.
She's a great actress. Yeah. We'll definitely have to cover that movie at some point. I think it would be just up our podcast's alley. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else we shall talk about?
No.
Alrighty.
I think we just got to figure out what we're doing next.
Yep. Echo. Tell everybody to have a good night.
Close it out.
It's always spooky.